So let me share my screen real quick, and I'm just going to show you how this thing works, okay? And this is
Yeah.
Brian. Are you with us? I said hi. You haven't said anything. All right. Anyway, can you guys see my screen down here?
Yeah. Oh, I
Okay.
wanted to let you know too. The
Yeah.
judicial conduct, I got a response from the federal judges.
Okay.
They've already done what they're gonna do. I guess they're sending it to the head judge in Court of Appeals now.
Nice.
Awesome.
And the one that I thought they didn't respond to the ones from Superior Court, but they did. So they're investigating them as well. And I got that letter first, but I thought, like I said, it was for the federal court judges. So everybody's getting checked out.
There you go.
Good. Strong work.
Whack-a-mole. Well, and another thing I think you might.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. All right. Yes, I'm here. Because this is also good for you too, Brian. Well, let me share this and then I'll tell you something else for you, Jackie, specifically. Okay, this is called Open AI Chat. Okay. And you just got to sign in. You give them, obviously your email, your phone number, all that bullshit. And but it's an open source. And the reason that this is so amazing for what we're trying to do, especially, for example, bar grievances, judicial grievances, they are judicial complaints. They're just tedious and time consuming. And they don't have to be anything special. They just need to be very generally written. So what I have here is I'm going to tell this AI, compose a letter addressed to the State Bar of California in the format of a bar grievance against attorney Aaron Imbardaro, SBN State Bar number 12345, for negligence. State how he violated his professional conduct, and then enter. Dear State Bar of California, I am writing to file a bar grievance against attorney Aaron Imbardaro for his negligent conduct in a recent legal matter. Mr. Baldaro was retained. So you might have to change some stuff like that since I didn't give him, I didn't tell the AI. So here, so anyway, it's writing this whole thing, right? I'm getting ahead of myself. So here we go. Specifically, Mr. Baldaro failed to conduct a thorough investigation of the accident caused me injury. Interesting. Okay. Including failing to interview key witnesses, important documents. Okay. So let me stop right there. There was no accident. He is the opposing counsel bringing let's see, opposing counsel for plaintiff. Let's see, what's the other thing? Also, I said, okay, that's it. So I'm letting the AI know there was no accident. He's the opposing counsel for plaintiff in a civil jurisdiction or matter. So now it's rewriting it again with my further directions. Dear State Bar California, I'm writing to file a bar grievance against attorney Aaron Imbardaro for his negligent conduct in a recent civil matter in which he represented the plaintiff. Oh, hold on. So let's say I'm going to rewrite representing an artificial entity as plaintiff against court rules. So I'm stopping the AI and I'm correcting some of the things that I don't want in there. Dear State Bar of California, I didn't have this much trouble the first time, just so you know. This is I'm having to tell it it's making some presumptions, bizarrely enough. Dear State Bar, California, I'm filing a bar grievance against attorney Aaron N. Baldara for violating the California rules of professional conduct in a recent civil matter. Mr. Baldara represented an artificial entity as the plaintiff in this case, which is a direct violation of court rules. Specifically, California court rules mandate that artificial entities such as corporations can only be represented by licensed attorneys and not by individuals. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to have to correct that too. And just so you know, I mean, if it's one line in there, you can just delete that line. You know, I'm kind of playing with this just so you guys can see how it works. Despite this clear rule, Mr. Baldara proceeded to represent the artificial entity as the plaintiff in this case, disregarding the legal and ethical standards that all attorneys are required to follow. This violation not only shows that Mr. Baldara's lack of respect for the law and the legal profession, but also has potentially prejudiced the outcome of the case. By disregarding the court rules, Mr. Baldara has created an unfair advantage for his client, which is unacceptable and cannot be tolerated. I believe Mr. Baldara's conduct is a clear violation of his professional conduct obligations under the California rules of professional conduct, including Rule 1.1, competence, Rule 1.3, diligence, Rule 1.4, communication, Rule 8.4, misconduct. I urge the State Bar of California to investigate this matter thoroughly and take appropriate disciplinary action against Mr. Baldara to ensure such violations do not occur in the future. So that's very thorough. It was written way faster than I can write it. But even now, I'm just going to go.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to go one step further and correct them. Instead of me taking out the sentence, just for shits and giggles, let's say can only be represented by a license. Rewrite with the understanding that Aaron, or that the attorney is a licensed, or is licensed, sorry. Fuck, I can't spell. Anyway, is licensed, and let's just leave it with that, is licensed. So now let's see what it does here. I'm filing a bar grievance against attorney Aaron N. Baldara 12345 for violating California rules by representing an artificial entity as the plaintiff in a recent civil matter, even though he is licensed to practice law. So, you know, I mean, I could just change that last sentence real easy by myself. Again, I'm kind of playing with this just so you guys can see how it works. You know, if there's a sentence off here and a sentence off there, it still would have taken me a long time to understand the format of how to write a bar grievance, to, you know, how to word it. And it does offer me a lot of suggestions that I might not have thought of on my own. Mr. Baldara proceeded to represent.
This is amazing. This is absolutely outstanding. Wow.
So then we were going through, Jackie and I were going through some, so that's that. So Jackie was having, we were trying to get to, and apparently Jackie's done such a good job of research that everything that I pulled up, she had already found herself. So, but I'm sure it took Jackie, you know, a week to find all the information that we found here in like a matter of seconds, which was, how do we prosecute? And I'm just using I'm just using words. I know it's not prosecute, but bring a claim against or discipline the Board of Supervisors of a school district for
Call them board members, because I think Board of Supervisors will give it a different, somebody different. They're called board members.
Okay. And yeah, you know, you might ask the question 5 different ways in order to get what you want. Okay, how do we prosecute the board members of a school district? You want to tell me the rest of the sentence you like me to write in there?
For terminating you when they're in a lawsuit against you.
Oh, Says it's not appropriate. So it didn't like the word prosecute. So what I'd do is I'd go up here. Let's edit it. Oops, shoot, wrong one. Stop generating. Let's edit the question. How do we, let's try, what's a different word we can use?
We need to report them to someone.
Okay, how do we report them? Report. To report the board members of a school district for terminating you while you're in a lawsuit with them, you should take the following steps. Contact the Equal Employment Opportunity, the EEOC. Contact the U.S. Department of Education Office for Civil Rights. Contact your state Department of Labor or employment agency. Contact an employment lawyer, whatever. Contact the school district's governing body or school board, right? Now, is there a different way we can word this? Is there a different question we can ask to maybe narrow down what you're looking for? Because I know you already know about the U.S. Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights. And that's what you and I had kind of come to at the end there. Like that.
Well, that's the one who didn't respond back to me either by email or phone call. So I want to call the one in Washington, D.C.
Okay. Okay. Let's just do this then. What can I do if my complaint is ignored by the U.S. Department of Education Office for Civil Rights, OCR? Who is the authority over them? Question mark. If your complaint is ignored by the U.S. Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights, OCR, you can take the following steps. Follow up with the OCR. Yeah, no shit. Call the toll-free number. File a complaint with the OCR's higher authority. Who is that? If you believe the OCR is not blah, 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 contact your congressional representative. There you go. File a lawsuit. Okay, so here it says file a complaint. Okay, so who is, we'll copy that. Who is the OCR's higher authority? The U.S. Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights is part of the Department of Education, and its higher authority office is the Office of the Assistant Secretary for Civil Rights. There you go. All right. Who is the Assistant Secretary for Civil Rights? Question mark. As of my knowledge, cutoff date of September 22, 2021, the Assistant Secretary for Civil Rights for the U.S. Department of Education was Suzanne B. Goldberg. However, it's important to note that political appointments can change with changes in administration. To find out who the current Assistant Secretary of Civil Rights is, you can visit the U.S. Department of Education's website. So what is the U.S. Department of Education website? Okay, now the reason I asked that is because I'm going to grab this website. Again, I got to kind of get tricky with what I'm asking it. It has access to tell me who the fuck is in that website. Why didn't it just go and grab it? You know, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste that in there, and I'm going to say, according to the website blah, 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 who is acting, what's it called again? Assistant Secretary for Civil Rights for the blah, blah, blah. Let me grab that. Boom. I'm sorry, I'm not able to browse it, you liar. Don't give me that shit. Tell me who is boop.
It's usually useless to become emotional with an AI.
Right? You already told me who is. So tell me who is in the website um, let's see here. Here it is. Catherine Lehman, Assistant Secretary, Office for Civil Rights. Bam. That's your highest authority. So you're going to write, Dear Catherine Lehman. I'm going to put that in. Hold on. Let me open up the chat. Where's the chat? Oh, it's up here. Okay, there's your, so then let's say, copy. All right, what do you want to say to, in like 1 or 2 sentences, what do you want to compose a letter to Catherine Lehman? What do you want to tell her?
Well, she's probably going to want to know the whole story, but basically let her know the same thing that we asked them, that I was terminated by my job. First, I was precluded from working,
Okay.
and then I was terminated because they stated I did not respond to them, and I asked them if I could be on a certain leave. They ignored my response. So,
And again, you'll go in here and you're going to play with a couple different ways to get the result you want. That'll write a letter quickly, efficiently, grammar, what the fuck am I trying to say? Grammatically accurate. I can't even speak, but write a letter to Catherine Lehman regarding an termination. Let's see. An unlawful termination following a claim being brought against board members and a superintendent for which school district?
Torrance.
Used her termination to affect a private lawsuit that had nothing to do with the school district or Department of Education. I require your assistance in this grave matter. Boom. Dear Captain Limon, I'm writing you to bring your attention to a grave matter that is arisen in the Torrance Unified School District of California. As the former employee of the district, I was recently terminated from my position in what I believe was an unlawful action taken by the district board members and superintendent. The timing of my termination is highly suspicious, as it occurred shortly after I brought a claim against the same board members and superintendent for their actions related to an unrelated private lawsuit. It appears that they have used my termination as a means to affect the private lawsuit, which has nothing to do with the school district or the Department of Education. I am deeply concerned that my termination was retaliatory in nature, in violation of rights as an employee. You get this shit? Yeah. As you are the Assistant Secretary for Civil Rights for the U.S. Department of Education, I respectfully request your assistance in this matter to ensure that justice is served. I believe that the actions of the Torrance Unified School District are not only unlawful, but also set a dangerous precedent for retaliation against employees who speak out against wrongdoing. I implore you to take swift action and to investigate this matter and to hold those responsible accountable for their actions. Thank you for your attention to the matter, and I look forward to your prompt response. I couldn't have fucking written that in a month.
This is unbelievable. This is really something. Wow. How did you come to use GPT for this?
God blessed me with a job exactly 1 week ago, and the guy who hired me wants me to write all of his blog posts and do articles for him and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh God. And he's like, don't worry, I'm going to show you how to use AI to write everything.
Wow. Wow.
I was like, hey, I wonder if it can write all my letters instead of me having to write a letter and then send it to Jackie or send it to Hillary. And then they spend days or, getting back to me, and then they send it back to me. And then it's, like, you see how defined this letter said things I didn't even ask it for. It just
can you copy and paste that and send it to me?
Hell to the to the yeah.
Thank you.
That is fucking fabulous. Really, honestly, this is just wow.
Yeah,
soon
all the
people
writing
will
I've
be
been
out of
through.
job. This chat GPT will take all of these bastards out of their jobs.
I know. I'm curious to see what happens
chat
with them.
GPT judges making decisions. I don't know how that will work out, but
it will work because it's going to be a steady barrage of, because then you'll get a response and then boom, you can look, we did that in 2 seconds. You have plenty of time now to do all the other things you need to do instead of being behind the computer. That would have taken you maybe all day. I don't know. Maybe you're better. It would have taken me a fucking month. I would never have been able to word something that crafty.
I'm a letter writer, so they're really good though. I mean, I like that.
Right.
I've always written letters. I was just going over trying to clear out my computer of crap, and I had a lot of letters that I wrote.
So where did this thing come from?
Oh, hell no. You're not jumping in at the last minute and just think you can ask questions, old man.
It's my privilege. I'm
Hey,
an old
Roger.
man. Howdy. No, I mean, you mentioned AI. Was this generated by an AI program or what?
You just show up in the last literally 30 seconds.
Well, you started at the wrong time.
So what I'm doing is I'm showing them that my new boss has me using this program to write social media stuff. And I'm like, hey, why don't I use it to write my law stuff? It'll happen, it's like twice as fast. So then I looked up another guy.
Well, what was it? A voice to text?
No, I'm going to show you right now. So here's what
I would even agree that he started at the wrong time, because he started an hour earlier today than he does normally.
So you've been gone for 2 hours?
I'm confused with that.
Me too.
But you see, you've been starting at 6 o'clock my time. So
Oh,
you guys put your clocks forward and we didn't. So
Oh,
now you're
gee.
starting at 5 o'clock, and that was one of the reasons I was late. I was like, oh, that's right. They put their clocks forward. So now I have to readjust to a 5 o'clock start instead of a 6 o'clock start, because we don't change our clocks.
Which is the best thing in the world.
Well, from what I understand, no one's going to change their clocks anymore. This was supposed to be the last time you change your clocks.
Praise God, I
I'm
love it.
glad you mentioned
Congress
that. That was
Passed to not do it again.
That was this weekend we're supposed to change, right?
So here's what I'm doing.
Yes,
I'm
last night.
writing,
I didn't hear it.
Wait, can you explain it? So, but this is not normal time. Normal time is winter time. So they're leaving us on this 1 hour ahead time.
Well, spring
Yeah,
starts in what, a week?
Congress passed a bill to do away with changing our clock. So they said when we go on daylight savings in, March of 2023, that will be the last time we change our clocks. It's supposed to be permanent.
all right, I've got to get going in a minute, so I want to finish.
Anyway.
Please. So what I'm doing is I'm asking the AI, instead of me going back to the website, I'm just going to say, please give me the direct address for Catherine Lamond's Catherine Lamond. Again, it doesn't matter, but I'm putting a comma in there. Assistant Secretary for Civil Rights for the Department of U.S. Education. The direct address for Catherine, blah, blah, blah. Here.
Oh, great.
So here's the address.
Oh, good. Washington, D.C. That's where I was headed.
Right.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you.
Of course, my love. Boom. Okay. So yeah, whenever you copy and paste into a document, it does.
Yeah, it's all good because you know me. I know how to fix all that up.
I know. I'm just.
This is amazing.
Oh, wait a minute. Southwest. Boom. Washington, D.C. So yeah, there you go. Now you got the address. You got Catherine's name. You got in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, right on. That's cool.
This is how we can start putting pressure on them, by sending them mail that they're going to have to respond to. And you know what? It's only fair because they've got a whole team of people that are writing stuff for them. And you know what? They're probably already using AI to write their shit for them. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, I have a question. Is there an expiration date on filing bar grievance?
Let's ask. Fuck. Date for filing a bar grievance. Oops, I before E. Yes, there's usually a statute of limitation. Statute doesn't apply to you, or a time limit for filing a bar grievance against an attorney. Specific time limit can vary depending on state and circumstances. It's usually 4 years.
Oh, okay. 4 years is a good timing. I might file using this thing. I might actually go and file the bar grievance against my attorneys, because my university attorneys, when I was writing them lawful notices, interfered and responded and sort of provided me with unsolicited, what is it called? Unsolicited legal advice.
Yeah, definitely use this. And so, yeah, Roger, did I answer your question? That's where I got a hold of this. And then there was another guy named Eon online. When I typed in chat GBT with lawsuits, he has a video that shows how he wrote a motion to dismiss using chat GBT. So
Dang, where was he all the time I've been writing?
what's that?
Wow.
I know.
Where was this all the time I've been? Oh my goodness.
About this a few days ago, and she was like pissed. She's like, "It's already done now." And I'm like, "I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I just found it. Like, don't be mad at me."
No, I know it's good because it's a learning process. At least you know what I'm saying. It made me learn things I needed to know, so it's all good.
I know, my love. And also, there's a new website too. I want to turn you on to called Lawful Living, and I'm telling you, like Tuesday and Thursday, they have a call and a Zoom call. And this lady, Malika Dolce, that runs it, she's a little fire. She's like you. She's a little firecracker, and just full of knowledge. And I would really, I've gotten a lot out of my interactions with her so far, and she's, teaching me things that I didn't know. So I would definitely say, take some time, maybe go listen to the call and put your hand up and chime in with a comment or question or emotional outburst, as she says.
Was that lawfulliving.com?
Say again?
Lawfulliving.com.
It's in the chat. I put it up here in the chat.
Uh-huh.
Can you see the whole chat even though you chimed in later? Late?
No,
No.
no.
Hold on.
There's nothing there.
You know what I would like you to type in,
There it is.
Ryan?
Yeah, bring it on, girl.
What happens after you file a motion to vacate a void judgment, opinion, and order?
Wait a minute.
Or
What
just
after you file a motion to vacate judgment?
yeah, just use that one.
After you file a motion to vacate judgment, several things may happen depending on the specific circumstances of your case and the rules in your jurisdiction. A court may grant your motion and vacate the judgment if the court agrees with your argument and finds that there was a valid reason for the judgment to be vacated. It'll be set aside. The court may deny your motion. If the court finds there's no valid reason to vacate judgment, it will deny your motion. In this case, the judgment will remain in place and you'll need to explore other options, or the court may schedule a hearing in some cases. The court may schedule a hearing to allow both parties to present their arguments in person. This can be an opportunity for you to explain why you believe the judgment should be vacated, or the opposing party may file a response. The opposing party may have the opportunity to file a response to your motion. They may argue that a judgment should not be vacated, or they may agree to the motion.
Oh, there'll be this judgment. I should have just said, ugh.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No. We can amend. Tell me what updated question you want to ask it.
Yeah. Okay. So this one is a judgment because they never had jurisdiction.
Explain it to me. What do you want to ask the AI?
Let me see. What happens after you vacate a void judgment for lack of jurisdiction?
If a judgment is vacated for lack of jurisdiction, it means that the court did not have authority or power to issue judgment in the first place. As a result, vacating the judgment would effectively nullify it and render it void. If you successfully vacate a judgment for lack of jurisdiction, it could mean that any liens or claims based on the void judgment could be removed. If a judgment was used to place a lien on your property or to make claims against you, vacating the judgment could mean that those liens or claims would no longer be valid. Any penalties or fees with the judgment would be waived. The case may need to be retired or dismissed.
Cool.
What if the judge allows a lawyer with no standing to, what if the judge denies my motion to dismiss and allows a lawyer with no man or woman as a client or any standing to proceed with his bullshit claim?
Why would that such an attorney be in the courtroom if he has no?
Fucking tell me that.
Where have you ever seen that done?
In front of Jackie and I's bloody eyes.
Well, did it involve either one of you?
Yeah, me. I'm in court against a fictitious entity known as American Express,
Mhm.
who says they got a claim against me. If the judge has allowed the lawyer to proceed with a claim, you may want to consider appealing the decision. You may be able to appeal the judge's decision to a higher court, such as an appellate court. Oh, that's interesting. Well, I mean, I didn't really think about doing that because I want to put a claim in against them. Challenge the lawyer's standing. If the lawyer has no client or standing to bring the claim, you may be able to challenge their ability to proceed with the case. This could involve filing a motion to dismiss. I already did that, or a motion for summary judgment. Okay. Which could argue that the lawyer does not have standing to bring the claim, continuing to defend yourself in the case.
Well, isn't his standing working for this corporation called American Express?
You can't.
No.
No, a lawyer cannot represent a fictitious entity. It's bullshit. Somebody has to sign under penalty of perjury. They've got to take liability for dragging me into court. I get to face my accuser. I want to face my accuser. I've got questions for my accuser. Who am I going to ask questions to? Dear Mr. Piece of Paper with American Express.
Well, you know, I've seen this done, and what I've seen is that the judge will rule that Mr. So-and-so or whoever will speak for American Express.
Can't do it.
But he doesn't have firsthand knowledge, so you can use that in court. He does not have firsthand or personal knowledge.
Okay.
And in saying that, all his facts are void.
So how about we have fun with this for a minute? Challenging a lawyer's standing. Let's try this. Write me a motion for summary judgment. No, we're not motioning. A demand. No, order. Order for summary judgment, which would argue that the lawyer does not have standing to bring the claim because he does not represent a man or woman who have signed or who have
Filed a complaint.
Okay. Filed a written complaint signed under penalty of perjury. Oops. I think my brain's melted today.
Oh, speaking of this, while I'm thinking about it, guess whose case got let go?
Yours.
Oh no, I wish. I wouldn't even say it like that. And happy. No, remember the guy? It was 3 people who asked me for the documents. Tev, remember Tev? I don't know if you guys remember him, but I was talking about Tev.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Wait, what? His
And
case?
he never told me. Yeah, he never told me. I saw his girlfriend the other day and she said, "Oh, yeah, his case, they dropped his case." I said, "Well, he never told me."
Interesting.
I said, "So the documents do work."
Wow. Interesting. This tells me
What's
authorized to draft legal documents.
what site are you on right now doing this? It's out of sight. Ha, ha.
Chat something. I can't remember. Is it chat something?
Yeah, can you tell us the site once again, please, Ryan?
Open AI.
Oh, okay. It wasn't even chat. My bad.
I'm gonna have to go back into this Eon Fellows YouTube, and because he said he wrote a motion to dismiss. I didn't watch the whole YouTube video. Obviously, I need to find out how he did it, because this AI is saying I need to. Of course, you need to get qualified attorney, licensed attorney.
Yeah, because you're gonna have all the details about your case.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to see if it would write a general, and I'll tell you what, it's really not a very difficult one to write. I mean, it's just I'm basically going to write, order for summary judgment. Lawyer does not have standing, which is not representing any man or woman.
Do they have a rule, or is that in there? You have something to back that up so they can't say, "Oh, no, that's not true. You can do it." You understand what I'm saying? Like a statute or code or whatever, something of theirs, like under their bar, rules and regulations or whatever it is.
Okay. What law, rule, or maybe statute? No. A lawyer may not represent a fictional entity because a fictional entity is not a person and cannot have legal rights or obligations. No shit. Therefore, there's no legal basis for an attorney to represent an entity that does not exist. Furthermore, attorneys are bound by professional code of ethics that prohibit them from engaging in conduct that is dishonest, fraudulent, deceitful. For example, the American Bar Association model of rule of professional conduct state that a lawyer must not make a false statement of fact or a law to a tribunal or fail to disclose material fact when disclosure is necessary to avoid assisting a criminal or fraudulent act.
Mm.
And you, no, I'm not going to ask you, provide the law, statute, rule, or code that applies to this, what should I say, that applies to this what?
Well, his statement.
Okay. Well, don't say it like I'm retarded.
I'm not. You took it as if you were retarded. I wasn't stating it like that. I was just.
I'm teasing. I'm teasing. American Bar Association Model Rules 116 requires an attorney to take steps to protect the client's interest upon determination of the representation, which include refunding unearned fees, client papers, and that's not helpful. ABA models prohibits from counseling or assisting a client in conducting that the attorney knows is fraudulent or criminal. Okay, American Bar Association. Federal Rules of Civil Procedure requires that all pleadings, motions, and other filings submitted to court be signed by an attorney of record, and that the attorney must certify that to the best of his knowledge, information, and belief formed in inquiry reasonable under circumstances, that the filing is not being presented for any improper use, which the claims are warranted by existing law or non-frivolous argument for extending, modifying, or reversing existing law, and that the factual contentions have evidentiary support if specifically so identified, will likely have evidentiary support after a reasonable opportunity for further investigation or discovery. Interesting. State-specific rules of professional conduct. Each state has its own set of rules, including 310, requiring an attorney to maintain client confidentiality rule, blah, blah, which prohibits attorney from making statements that they know reasonably should know are false or misleading. The United States Code includes a variety of statutes that may be relevant to the attorney conduct and representation. For example, 101 makes it a crime to make false statements or representation in any manner with jurisdiction. Okay, well, that's interesting, but still I'm not getting, so let me ask.
But you need California rules because every state is different. That's what they're saying. When they mention what state, like we're totally different from a lot of other states. So ask what you ask, but say California.
So here we go. You stated a lawyer, blah, 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 the conclusion that a lawyer may not represent a fictional entity is based on the fundamental legal principle that legal rights and obligations are created for and between natural persons or legal persons, such as corporations that are recognized by law as having a separate legal existence. Interesting. Now it's backtracking on what it already said. Boy, this AI is being a fucker.
Well, do you know what happens if you asked it about whether our virus exists?
No, I wouldn't even bother because you know it's gonna lie.
Yeah, so it might lie on other
Yeah, of course.
topics as well. So it's important to keep in mind.
You already said a lawyer may not represent a fictional entity. Corporations, etc., are fictional. I may have misspoken. I'm arguing with a computer.
Yeah. But if it's set up to lie, there's not going to be a win for you.
Don't you count me out so quick. You are correct that a fictional entity, such as a character in a novel or a fictional corporation, does not have legal rights or obligations and therefore cannot have standing in court. I apologize for any confusion my messages may have caused. My earlier statements were referring to legal entities, such as corporations, oh my God, which are recognized by law. I am not talking about legal rights. Legal talking about the rights of a man in a court of record. Yeah, you think on that. In a court of record, he has the right to represent himself in his own, that doesn't even make sense. A man cannot represent one's self. He would present himself. Right? Yes, you are correct. The word represent typically refers to acting on behalf of another person or entity. When a person appears in court, they are presenting themselves, not representing themselves. So a man can present himself in court without the need for a lawyer or any other representative. Great. Now that we agree, what was I trying to do in the first place? I lost my, what is the law basically? Remember what you said. Now, provide what law, rule, regulation, law, rule, statute prohibits an attorney from representing a fictional entity in an attempt to an attempt to create a fraudulent claim. I apologize for to answer your current question. The specific law or regulation that prohibits the blah, 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 blah. American Bar Association, no. The ABA is not law. What law prohibits
It doesn't matter if it says he can't do it, it goes, he has to follow it. You get what I'm saying? If ABA says they can't do it, then they can't do it. So that's good enough.
Oh, is that right? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's misconduct if they're doing something they're not supposed to be doing.
Okay. Hey, hey for the hey, hey. But see, rules of professional conduct. Yeah, but they're also saying in legal terms, you know.
Mm,
So they're and the ABA is all about legal.
correct.
So if the ABA is saying legally speaking, we can do it. The ABA is not law. What prohibits a man from bringing a claim under the bringing a claim under the name? Would it be under?
Is he under the name or is he using his own name?
By way of a fictional name. Does that sound good? What law prohibits a man from, I don't care if he's a licensed attorney or not. So maybe I should get a
Right.
word attorney and just say, because like for me, if I say Fuckers Are Us is suing you for $100,000, what prohibits me from creating some bullshit fictional name and trying to bring a claim against you, right?
Mm-hmm. But see, when you say, I know fiction, what you're trying to say in fictional, why don't you use the word corporation?
Well,
'Cause it-
because then they're going to say, oh, a corporation is a legal entity and therefore it's okay.
mm,
I'm trying to get down to the lower level of what about you and I as a man and a woman? What would prevent me from, I don't care if I make a sign that says Fuckers Are Us LLC. That doesn't mean anything.
but he still does not have personal knowledge.
Okay. So, all right. So a man, what law prohibits a man from bringing a claim by way of a fictional name, especially if he has no personal knowledge of the matter? The law that prohibits a person from bringing a claim by way of a fictional name, especially if they have no personal knowledge, would depend on the jurisdiction in which a claim is being brought. Um, man cannot prove jurisdiction. Right? Yeah, no kidding.
Somehow I'm share. I don't know.
What's that?
Somehow I am share. This is Trisha. So I don't know how I turned to share.
Oh, hey, Trisha, what's happening?
Hey,
Oh,
Trish.
hi. What's up? What's happening with everybody here? Wow, this is a new format here. What's all this?
I'm showing them all how to use AI to help us with our shit.
Oh, okay. I think I heard about this.
What law would a man break or violate in bringing a claim to court by way of a non-exist or by bringing a claim to court on behalf of a non-existing entity. The man who brings a claim to court on behalf of a non-existing entity could be violating various laws depending on specific circumstances. Related, okay. What are those laws? Boy, it really doesn't want to name any laws, that's for sure.
It's AI.
Yeah, artificial stupidity.
It's programmed by people who don't want us to have access to too much knowledge.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. I mean, it's still going to speed up things. It's just, like I said, I got to go back and watch this video by Eon because he, like I said, he titled it, How to Write a Motion to Dismiss. So, oh, you know what he did? Now that I remember, at the beginning of it, he actually put the laws in. He found the laws first that he wanted in his claim.
Right. It has something to work with. That's what I was trying to tell you.
What statute makes it illegal to knowingly make a false statement to the court? And I'm just gonna grab this and save it because I'll go to Google with this shit if it doesn't want to answer me. Oh, here we go. Why didn't you just tell me that before? Eight different ways for that law. Good grief. Statements or entries, generally, this law applies to any individual who knowingly and willfully makes a material false statement or representation, conceals, covers up material fact in any matter within the jurisdiction of any, or not within the jurisdiction. Right? I already did that. All right. It is important to note that jurisdiction can be a complex and nuanced issue, and specific laws and procedures challenged during this, seek the advice of a licensed attorney.
Oh, brother.
Right?
Next thing he'll tell you, it can't give you legal advice.
Mm-hmm. Huh.
So this is supposed to save you from work? I mean, to save you from, time and doing this stuff and looking up stuff?
To the party, we already had, I mean, I'm just really kind of driving this home on this particular, like I'm trying to force it to tell me something.
Yeah,
I could have already went to Google, pulled up a couple things,
yeah.
using this thing, I would go back, I would find the laws I want to use, and then I would plug it into what I want it to write up. But I'm just trying to get it to admit certain things. You know what's funny is, look at this one here, 18 U.S. Code, statements law applies to any individual who knowingly blah, 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 or conceals in the matter within the jurisdiction. Now you look down here, the statement 18 U.S. Code 101, it's the same one. This law applies to any individual or lawyer or man who knowingly makes a false statement to a federal court or federal agency. It doesn't say anything about within the jurisdiction. So let's say please provide in its entirety. Except as otherwise provided in this section, whoever in any manner within the jurisdiction, okay, of the executive, legislative, or judicial branch of the government of the United States. Okay. So it's talking about the government there. Well, I guess technically they are within the government because they are licensed attorneys. So this would apply to them.
I thought they were foreign entities.
Who knows what they made up to go to what now, They make it as up as they go along. That's why it gets so confusing for us, We don't know what laws they're going to make up next.
Yep.
Except that there are no laws, they're corporate rules and they don't apply to us.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, a bar member, wouldn't he be an agent of the United States corporation?
Sure sounds like it to me.
Right. So there you go. Within the jurisdiction, so they are within the jurisdiction, but I'm not.
I guess that kind of proves that one then, huh? Has anybody heard about these municipalities are getting away from the DUNS number and going with SAM? SAM.
I haven't heard that.
Yeah. Well, if you had the secret password to our township or association, you'd know it. They're changing it from DUNS, like how you can look up their numbers and all that stuff. Well, you go to the SAMs, that whatever it is, and you can't get in there to find out anything unless you're a member. So more secrecy.
So I did what you were asking, Jackie, and asked about California. So California criminalizes false statements made to government agencies, including courts. It's a California Penal Code 118 that states every person who, having taken an oath that he or she will testify, declare, depose, certify truly before. So this guy hasn't taken an oath, right? Because he's an attorney. And
I thought they take their own oaths. Like
attorneys, technically speaking, are supposed to have an oath to the state
on record. Yeah,
at least in Illinois.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yep, they are supposed to, but then they have a little other secret oath to their own thing. So
What oath does the
12 presumptions of court.
Yeah,
the Bar Association oath, I suppose.
is anybody familiar with National Liberty Alliance?
No.
oh,
They're pretty good. That's what I've seen of them, but I just was wondering if it's, anybody knew anything.
What do they teach?
Pretty much, like how to do court, stuff and how to, about the militias, a whole bunch of stuff. They have their own law class. It's really good.
Oh, you know what? I think I've heard of them from my friend in Chicago.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You're from Illinois.
Well, I used to be.
Oh, yeah, I used to be too.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. But they called me up the other night and they want to go and, like for Michigan, each county, they want to start protecting the sheriffs only if they are, constitutional, they, are upholding their oaths, and they want to get I guess kind of a militia type thing to guard our sheriffs, or and to make them stand up to, these shysters and do what they're supposed to be doing, and we'll protect them if they do it.
Order record. Oh my goodness. Sorry. I just went on Pacer to see what's going on with the case. Extract documents from the record. She
On your latest, Jackie?
Yeah, she struck, of course, order striking filed documents from the record. The documents listed below were improperly filed for the following reason. The filings are duplicative of matters previously raised with and ruled on by the court. Court has
What?
already considered and denied plaintiff's motions to disqualify Magistrate Judge Sager. I didn't put a motion to disqualify her. See, that's what I'm saying. They're misconstrued. This is really pissing me off. Okay. And then what else? District Judge Sykes, yeah, get rid of her, and defendant's counsel. Therefore, the following documents shall be stricken from the record and shall not be considered by the court. Notice of motion and motion for order for amended compulsory notice of motion to demand disqualification. Okay, whatever. Okay. Then here she says 3.8, order requiring response regarding defective claims / defendants. My magistrate. Okay, see, I'm really over this bitch. The court orders plaintiff to file a response no later than 30 days from the date of this order, choosing one of the following options. See document for further details. Attachments: number 1, blank civil rights complaint form, blank notice of dismissal form.
Don't you get one for you can dismiss them right off the bat without any problems?
I
The first
dismissed
one.
one. The chick denied it. I mean, when I say these judges are really going berserk,
Yeah. She
They-
can't do
what-
that.
what I've been finding out is they're trying to get rid of these cases because they don't want to deal with them.
Right, because you already got the payout.
Is this the same document? If this is the same civil rights complaint, it's 6 pages. If it's the same one that says for a prisoner, I'm going to lose it. She gave me a document to fill out like if I'm a prisoner.
Oh, man.
Now she's not trying to accept my complaint
Wow.
because it was good.
Of course.
And I'm not gonna file her documents. I am filing my own document. She cannot make me file something else.
Right. Oh, that's terrible.
It is
Yeah,
terrible.
I mean, these people
my, it's
lost
beyond
all
terrible.
shame. I think somebody told them, whispered something in their ear and said, you know, just cut it all down and don't let any of this go through.
Yeah, just keep pissing her off and she'll just give up eventually. That's what she's thinking, you know?
Mm-mm.
Wow, that's terrible. What's her name? I'll file a complaint against
That's
her.
her. She's magistrate, judge.
Oh, that's
She's
Sykes.
Alka Sagar, Sagar.
Okay, maybe I'll have you send me that link because we should each if she's got a fire card or not. She's a
No,
judge.
she
Okay.
doesn't.
Gotta give hers up for that. Okay. Then any link you got, just send it to me and I'm gonna file a complaint against her. I got these ones that are blank form and they can be anonymous too.
Okay. And she put on another thing too. What did she put that I have to?
Wait, I
me
don't
see.
understand. How can somebody, except for Jackie, file a complaint? Maybe then we should all file complaints.
Yeah, exactly. We could see something that a judge is doing in another case and file a complaint as a citizen. You know?
We can file a complaint for Jackie's case.
Yep.
Sure. If we see a something that we observe wrong, because we're way more powerful than they are. We're supposed to be the gatekeepers of these courts.
Well, why don't we all write it? I mean,
exactly
one of us can write it and we all can send it in our names.
Yeah, just yeah, right. Just put
The more the merrier.
right. Yeah.
She's really losing. I don't know if she's pissed off because I filed a judicial complaint against her.
Then you could get her for retaliation, but then that's more paperwork and all that crap. But you know,
But it is retaliation. I'm not gonna I'm not filling out their document. I filed in a compulsory, the third amended complaint, and I know it was right this time. But see, they don't want to deal with it now.
Yeah,
I'm not filing their complaint.
To the utmost.
I'm being harassed. Yes.
Yeah, that's terrible. She's preventing you from getting remedy. That's nuts.
She really is. She's definitely blocking my due process and everything.
Yep.
That's filing criminal complaints, you know. That's what you got to start doing with these people. Nice big criminal complaint. Ask that AI what to do about her. Not particularly her name, but
well, this might be of interest then. I just put in write a letter to Orange County Superior Court for public records request for the oath of office for Judge Corey S. Cramen. So this is something that popped out in 2 seconds. I didn't even have to put any thought into it. Boom, I'm going to copy and paste that into my document.
who's this?
Address, send to. That's the judge in my case, but this is what I would suggest for, yeah, there you go. See, and I just ask it, where do I send it? Boom, boom, boom.
Wow, that's nice.
That fast. You can also make an in-person request. Yeah, well, I could.
Wow, that's really nice. That's faster than templates.
Oh, yeah.
What did this cost you to get?
0.
Really?
Yep, you're late to the party.
I guess I am. I couldn't get in. I was like, what the heck? I guess I got out. I'm under share, so I don't know. I don't know what that's all about, but
So yeah,
so what is this thing? I think someone sent me a link on this one too.
Jackie, what's your judge's name?
It's Alka, ALKA.
All right, hold on a second.
S.
Think of alcohol and cigars.
All right, so Jackie, What is the name of the court, first of all?
I call it federal court. It's the U.S. District Court.
Oh, okay.
It's Roy Ball. Roy Ball,
Spell that.
ROYBAL.
All one.
Federal court.
Okay, judge. What judge? What's the name?
Alka Sagar. ALKASAGAR.
Alka Sager.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous what she's doing. This she's fucking out of control now, and I've had it.
Well, let's put that link in for everybody to fill out, and we're gonna be sending those in.
What do you mean the link?
Oh, wait, well, for this, but can we do they write out criminal complaints? This thing, this is what she deserves as a criminal complaint.
Let me look at this. I'm gonna have to open it. I'm gonna end up having to pay for the shit, so I might as well open it. If this is the same shit, I'm gonna be pissed off.
And when Jackie is pissed off, that's not a good thing
No,
for the
Yes, that-
opposing party.
yeah, too. I know what she's been going through. It's nuts.
No, it's really nuts. It really is. They're all
She
such
has a notice of
criminals.
dismissal pursuant to federal rules of civil procedure. I'm not
Oh.
dismissing this case, bitch.
So she's saying it's dismissed.
She's telling me to fill out this one, or let's see the other one. What is this one?
How long have you been going through this one now, Jackie?
Listen to this. It's a civil rights complaint pursuant to check 1. Then, A, previous lawsuits. Have you brought any other lawsuits in a federal court while a prisoner?
Wow.
What the fuck is that about?
What's with her and this prisoner stuff? Is she trying to intimidate you?
It doesn't intimidate me at all.
No. No, I'm just saying though, what's the angle, or their warped angle? That's nuts.
I'm not filling this shit out. I filed my document and it's fine. See, she wants me to put this shit on here where I can't put everything on here. I'm not doing that. I filed a perfectly lawful document and you're going to accept this shit.
Or you could write on it, see attached, I mean, if you wanted to, and then put your document attached to it.
Guys, appreciate y'all. I gotta go. I've got work to do, and I still haven't eaten anything. So,
Oh my heavens.
Well,
Oh.
thank you for the chat GPT little point. That's super interesting.
you're very welcome, Jackie. I just sent you that public records request for the oath of office for that judge.
Oh,